Hi everybody, welcome to a new month of CauseWay Kids, and boy is it going to be a great month. We're going to be jamming together to have a new theme called...
Drum roll please!
Cooperation! Cooperation!
Working together to do more than you can do alone.
Yeah, that's right. God made us to work together. Everybody has a part to play. Let's do that cooperation thing again, but this time, when we finish, let's play some air guitar. Woohoo! Cooperation!
Working together to do more than you can do alone. We see what cooperation looks like when we look at bands and orchestras, a whole lot of different instruments coming together at once to make an absolutely awesome sound.
Yeah, but if they don't come together at the right time together, oh my goodness, it sounds terrible, right?
Yeah, it does. Now, in that orchestral band, lots of instruments. Sometimes it's hard to guess what instrument is playing when. So we've got a game for you.
Cool,
We're going to play a sound and we call it Guess That Instrument.
It's pretty easy. We're going to play the sound and you have to guess what the instrument is.
After the sound has been played, if you're still not sure, there's going to be some pictures come up on your screen. One of the pictures will be the instrument that made that sound. Now there's a complicated scoring system. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, what's that?
If you guess from the sound, you get 10 points.
Okay, it's 10.
Pretty high scoring. If you guess from the picture, you get 5 points. And if you have not got any points at all, then you're probably in good company. So are you ready?
Let's go! Yeah, nice and easy to start with. That was the drums.
And that was the saxophone.
Yeah, I guessed that one, because you used to play that in the band, didn't you?
I did. I had 2 saxophones, an alto and a tenor, and played in several bands. Now there's an instrument you may not have seen before. It's called an oboe.
That one was even weirder. That's called a stylophone. And yes, they do play them in orchestras. Okay, one more to go. So is a wine glass a musical instrument?
Well, you can play music and songs with it.
Oh,
so
cool.
I guess a wine glass is a musical instrument.
No worries then. Yeah. How did you guys go at home? If you guessed all of the sounds, that's 50 points.
Woohoo!
But if not, hey, good on you guys for having a go.
Music can do all sorts of things to us. And when people play together and make music, especially when it's music to God, it can move us. It can make us feel happy when we're feeling sad. It can make us feel closer to God. It can help us to see things that we haven't seen before. So stand to your feet. Let's do this together. And here's our new song for this week. Enjoy.
Everybody, my name is Haley, and as you can see, I love music. And I mean all kinds of music. Rock music, country music, hip hop. I love it all. But my favorite kind of music is the kind that involves cooperation. Cooperation is working together to do more than you can do alone. Take an orchestra, for example. It takes all kinds of cooperation for an orchestra to come together. They've got strings, woodwinds, brass, and of course, percussion! By themselves, those instruments sound just fine. But when they all play together, they really make some noise. And music isn't the only place where cooperation makes a difference. Cooperation shows up in sports, at school, at home, and, as we'll see in today's story, in tent building. Really, really, really big tent building. You'll see what I mean. See you soon.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Exodus.
Though the Israelites had been slaves in Egypt for hundreds of years, God had led them to freedom in the desert, and now they had to build new lives and a new place where God could live among them. So God called out to their leader, Moses.
Come up to me on the mountain.
A thick cloud covered the mountain as God spoke with Moses.
Tell the Israelites, you have seen for yourselves how I carried you on the wings of eagles and brought you to myself. Now obey me completely. If you do, then out of all the nations, you will be my special treasure.
God gave Moses many rules and laws that would help keep the people safe, but God gave the most detailed instructions for something very special.
Have them make a sacred tent for me. I will live among them. Make the holy tent and everything that belongs to it exactly like the pattern I will show you.
Okay, ready, taking notes.
Make 10 curtains out of finely twisted linen with blue, purple, and bright red yarn. Sew cherubim into the pattern. The curtains must be 42 feet long and 6 feet wide. Make loops out of blue strips.
Moses' head must have spun as God gave him very complicated blueprints for a beautiful tent, for all the things that would go inside the tent, and for the elaborate robes the priests would wear.
Curtains, lampstands, bowls, altars, incense, ropes. God, I don't even know where to start.
God knew Moses couldn't take on this huge job alone. In fact, God already had it covered.
Phew.
After Moses had heard all of God's instructions, he came down the mountain and told his assistant Joshua,
Gather all the people. On it. God is going to make a home right here among us. We'll build an epic, amazing, ginormous tent for God. Who wants to volunteer?
Maybe you should be a little more specific.
Good point. One thing at a time. Aaron?
Moses pointed out his brother standing near the front.
Right here! God has chosen you and your sons to serve as priests in the sacred tent.
Oh, we're honored, but, we need the tent first.
Exactly. We'll need a skilled craftsman to head up the whole project.
Moses looked out over the crowd.
Bezalel, son of Uri.
The name spread through the vast crowd, and in moments, a young man with bright eyes and strong hands leapt off a rock and came forward.
Bezalel, son of Uri, tribe of Judah, at your service.
God has chosen you to lead everyone crafting the holy tent.
Wow. Okay. Gonna need half a second here.
Don't worry. God's filled you with His Spirit, with wisdom, understanding, knowledge, all kinds of skill.
You're talking about me?
Can you make beautiful patterns in gold, silver, and bronze?
Well, yes.
Can you cut and set stones?
Yep.
Work with wood?
Absolutely.
Craft as if Pinterest were already a thing?
Theoretically, yes.
God will give you all the help you need, starting with, Oholiab?
Another man stepped up, smile lines crinkling his face.
Hey, man, that's me.
Yeah, God also had chosen you and given you special skill in all kinds of crafts.
Oh, totally rare.
And to top it off, God has given both of you the ability to teach others everything you know.
All right, we're so on it.
We'll train up an entire team.
There was just one catch.
We need to lay in supplies.
Yeah, anyone seen a House Depot?
How about a tents to go?
God will take care of it. We need everyone to help. Please bring an offering for the Lord from what you have.
Quickly, people came forward to give to the work of the holy tent.
Take these gold earrings and this necklace.
I can haul in loads of acacia wood on my donkey.
I've been saving this purple yarn.
I picked the olives for this olive oil.
In fact, the people had brought so much, the workers couldn't use it all.
Stop! Please, we have more than enough.
So under the guidance of Bezalel and Oholiab, a team of men and women stepped up to create the tent. They carved tables and altars and curtain bases. They crafted golden lampstands and bronze bowls. They spun and wove yards and yards of bright-colored linen curtains. They sewed special robes for the priests and compounded beautiful incense to burn on the altar. At last, the tent of meeting was complete. Moses and all the people gathered together once more.
You have done the work just as God commanded. May God bless you all.
When everything was finally in place and the priests were ready, a cloud covered the tent, and it filled with the glory of God that everyone could see.
When the Israelites were wandering in the desert, God asked them to build a big tent. A tent we now call the tabernacle, where people could worship God and where God could live. Oops. You heard that right. God wanted to live with the Israelites in the desert inside of a big traveling tent. And God wanted the people to work together to make it. So they needed people with all kinds of different gifts. Designers, people who could sew, people who could work with stone and fine metals. Plus, they needed teachers who could train people how to do all of those things. God knew that if they all worked together, they could make something incredible. God has always been big on cooperation. Think of Jesus. He could do so much on his own. He could work miracles, and yet he chose to work together with a unique group of 12 disciples as he traveled and he taught. God wanted them to work together. And guess what? God wants us to work together too. You see, we are all unique. We all have things we're good at. We could be good at sports, or good at math, or good at coming up with stories. We could be hard workers, or good at solving problems. And by ourselves, we could do just fine. But when we work together, when we use our gifts with the gifts of other people, then we can really make some noise. So here's the one thing to remember today. God wants us to work together. Working together helps us get things done faster. It helps us get things done better. Plus, it helps us to grow the relationships with the people all around us. And that is a good thing. Thought we could use a big finish. I'll see you next time!
So under Moses' instructions, the tradesmen and all the people were able to build that tent, just as God had wanted them to build it.
Stories in the Bible. You can read it yourself if you look up Exodus, that's it in the Old Testament, and this is out of chapter 39. It's right down the end, verses 42 to 43. The Israelites had done all the work just as the Lord commanded Moses. Moses inspected the work and saw that they had done it just as the Lord had commanded. So Moses blessed them. So with God's help, they cooperated together, they worked together as a team, And they provided and made an amazing place to worship God and get to know God better. What an amazing thing to happen.
Just imagine all the people that needed to be there. There was those people that were really good at working with wood and timber, and those that had gifts with canvas and sewing and all sorts of things. And there were those that had to bring in different materials for inside, those that had to go out and look for it, those that had to teach others on how to do it and follow the plans and all the instructions. Oh, there were so many people involved. It was just great teamwork.
Remember, God wants us to work together. You and I are like those workers. Even though the Bible story happened hundreds of years ago, it's still exactly the same right now. When people get together and they work together, they make a huge difference. They can do so much more than one person alone can do.
Hey, so if you think about it, even Jesus cooperated.
Oh, true.
See, now Jesus was God's son. Now he could have all by himself done everything, but he chose 12 disciples and a whole lot of people, and he taught them and he worked with them all the time.
Yeah, and it wasn't always the dream team. Sometimes the disciples had trouble getting on with each other. And when we work together, we find out that it's not always easy. There's a verse that we're learning this month in Ecclesiastes that's also in the Old Testament. So Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9.
2 people are better than one. They can help each other out in everything they do. Ecclesiastes 4, verse 9. 2 people are better than one. They can help each other in everything they do. Ecclesiastes 4, verse 9.
We hope that the actions will help you to learn this verse super quick because it's a great reminder about working together. This week. We hope you have a wonderful time together. See you next week.
See ya. Bye-bye. Hang on. Yep.
Everyone come together, working hand in hand. It's easy if we all carry the load. Look at all we can do to build a better world. When you can trust in me and I can trust in you. So put your hands together. Together we can do anything, anything we are one. Yeah. One voice, one heart, one love. Whoa. We're gonna help this city all together now. Yeah. We make a better story when we help each other out. With peace and understanding, you'll never walk alone. Oh, yeah. When you can trust in me and I can trust in you. The time is here, the time is now to take a stand and make it count. So put your hands together.